Supercell has just launched their final KPI, their Key Portal Insights for moco, which is launched 53 days ago. They just put out this document, which I'm going to summarize for you and highlight some of the biggest moments. But also I have some additional insight, having big conversations with the Supercell team. You're going to hear things inside of this video that you probably have not heard before. So let's dive into some of these discussion topics. First of all, as we know, moco started off as an invite-only system. We were talking about how this was a form of FOMO, but it was also Supercell's way of sharing with everyone that really is a Supercell fan, super fans, I guess we can call them. This had no restrictions on geography or device. It was open to everyone in the world. And at that point in time, many thought this was the global launch of moco, a launch that had zero promotion outside of content creators really promoting the game and content creators sharing codes so that players could play the game. It definitely did build out a lot of that FOMO, but it really was a way to get some good testing in to further develop the game. More on that in just a few seconds. Feedback was collected from Reddit, Discord, all social medias, content creators like myself, and from in-game surveys, all of which are helping to form a better moco for us in the near future. And the focus is about improving the core game rather than just ramping up marketing, getting as many people inside of the game as possible, as quickly as possible, and then realizing that maybe the game wasn't exactly what they wanted. So what I want to do with you guys now is take you through each of these steps so you could understand, again, one, what the KPIs were actually talking about, and two, bring some of my further context so you can get a little bit more information along the way. There is no better time. Now is the perfect time for me to tell you guys about a game that I've been loving playing so much that I started a new YouTube channel for it. I'm talking about Raid Shadow Legends, and we need to thank Raid Shadow Legends for sponsoring today's video. And if you guys want to play this game alongside me on mobile or PC for free, use my QR code that you'll see right here or my link in the description, and you'll get 2 free epic champions absolutely for free and a bunch of rewards to jumpstart your account. But why is now a great time? Let me show you. First, we're going on right here with a fusion where you can get this legendary champion absolutely free. And there are insane bosses waiting to fight you, like Dragon right here, but you need to put together the best teams with the best gear first. This is where you invest your time into the game. You take the brain power, you put together the best champions, and then you're able to crush any enemies inside of the game. Do you want to see a few of my favorite champions? Come here, let me show you. My number one favorite champion inside of the game is He-Man. He's a legendary nuker that's an absolute boss that brings me back to when I was a kid and used to watch the show. I also have a soft spot for Thor, another nuker. Yeah, I tend to like the damage dealers, guys, but this guy is an absolute boss. And now we've unlocked an amazing support champion, also legendary status Mithrala. I just built her out, and she's one of my favorites as well. And we just unlocked Grazor, an S-tier legendary defense-based champion that only many can dream of having on their account. Now, I would love to play with you guys. If we get a spot open in the clan, I'd love to invite you to join me. So download the game with the QR code or the link in the description, and again, you're gonna love it inside a Raid. Thanks to Raid for sponsoring the video. Now let's get back to it. So, the core gameplay and feedback, all right? So, we already know that a lot of people dive into the game early on. It's solid and it's fun. We go in and we jump in and we run the biggest mobs inside of the game, and it's just something that's extremely rewarding. I know that I do this on my streams and we have a ton of fun, even to this day. But there were some identified issues along the way. One of those issues was lack of content over time. You start pushing yourself through, gaining experience, and realizing that what's next? I've unlocked all the weapons inside of the game. You know, it's all done. All of these are collected and upgraded. What do we do next? There was diminishing motivation for players to progress over time. This is a big issue, and this is an issue that Supercell needs to fix before it's open to everyone and the App Store is just an open invite altogether. And also on top of that, we are looking at an action RPG after all, but inside of moco, gameplay has been getting a little bit repetitive. You know, you jump in every day, you do your 10 projects, you gain your 60,000 experience plus some extras from doing projects and jobs, and then you wait for the next day to do a little bit more. And the Elite Hunter program, you finally got there upon level 30, but the same thing happened. It had some initial depth. You had a bunch of great rewards that you could unlock along the way. You have the Elite Dash, which, by the way, guys, a little side note here, this Elite Dash module, it's available now. We don't know if this is going to ever return. So if you want to unlock the Elite Dash module, you should really try to do that now within this season. And as I've predicted in the past, I believe these seasons are going to be on a 3-month cadence, which means quarterly there's going to be a new Elite Hunter program, which is going to bring us some type of a new module impacting our gameplay and giving us a little bit of a buff in a certain way for grinding. That is, of course, a free module. So let's get into the content and progress plans. One update is not going to solve everything. Supercell knows this and they have said this, but there are going to be updates and things that are changing over time with the game, and they gave us a whole bunch of teasers. Guys, there's going to be so many teasers inside of this video that you're going to want to just make sure you listen to every single one. Try and put the puzzle together. First, they talked about a sideways hunting hit, like a new mechanic. They showed the image of the crab. I don't know what it actually means, but something new. They showed the new lamps next to our apartment as well. Again, something new, possible environmental changes. And they teased a new social feature. It's dangerous to go alone. More on all of that in just a little bit. How about actually more on that now? Before we do though, remember, if you go inside of moco and you go to the shop and you slide on over all the way to the right, if you throw in code ECHO, that directly supports my channel. And anytime you make a small purchase inside of the game for some cosmetics, it gives a little bit of a kickback to me, which helps me create these videos and continuously cover moco for you on a regular basis. In addition to that, it brings us into one of these social systems, which allows you to instantly get invited to my group chat, Code Echo. If you use Code Echo and you purchase something inside of the game, Supercell will send you this invite. It's all done on their side, and then you're part of my exclusive group where we can chat, we can run dungeons and things of that nature together and just have a fun time. Plus you get featured in videos as well. But more on social features, they recognize that a more robust social feature is needed and something's in development. They also mentioned that everyone is talking about clan wars or guild wars. Now, keep in mind, a lot of the feedback that they're getting, well, they're definitely filing it all. And a lot of people have wanted this. Now, they've stated that this is not coming soon, but it's been frequently requested, which tells them that this is something that a lot of people want and that they should really take seriously and consider implementing into the game in some way. Developers want community input on desired formats. Would this be competitive clan wars or collaborative clan wars? What are your ideas for this clan war system or these guild wars? What would that look like to you? Give them your best ideas, and maybe your best idea could be in an update in the future. They also have smaller features coming, like easier ways of adding friends and teaming up with friends inside of the world, just a bit easier for all of us to do. Now let's talk about cosmetics and monetization, because this one is actually fairly incredible in my opinion. So first of all, they've stated that this cosmetics system is going to be the only way that they monetize the game. The monetization philosophy is only going through cosmetics, no pay to win elements, which is absolutely something that has never been seen before in action RPGs, or not very commonly seen. Now, a lot more on the cosmetics, specifically ones that kind of look like this. The current feedback is silly looking cosmetics that look like the Muppets or even Elmo need to be toned down. This is not the type of cosmetics that at least I and many others are interested in purchasing. As you can see, I did not purchase that one. When you look at my character, it speaks volumes, and I think that a lot of people have said the same. I'm an action RPG player. I'm a guy that likes to get in and grind and kill stuff. I'm looking for something that's a bit more badass, tough looking skins, which is why I'm still wearing this one. It's the toughest looking skin inside of the game, flame filled, dark, evil kind of looking, rather than running around in something that's looking like a Muppet or, you know, something of that nature. Now, obviously, there are cosmetics that I've enjoyed inside of the game that I think are really cool, but all of them are just not up my alley. And it looks like a lot of people have made these same complaints or suggestions, we can say, and Supercell has heard. I would anticipate we see a toned down version of the goofy and a little bit more of the serious incoming at some point in time. They know what the favorite cosmetics are, and they know what the least favorite ones are as well. They have the data and they can go in those lines. It's time that we talk about PvP. Currently, 3, 6, 7, 8 different game modes for PvP. PvP is probably the weakest element besides those Muppet skins inside of the game. And Supercell knows it. It's not a major focus right now. When you think about action RPGs as a whole, they're typically PvE experiences. Team up with friends, grind, take down big bosses together. This is what typically ARPGs are all about. But there are going to be changes coming to PvP because as of right now, it is quite stale, quite flat, and many would say even dead. They've teased a seasonal format where every season things will change. They discussed a mode rotation. Think Brawl Stars, how you have rotations of the different game modes from day to day. And they talked about that the PvP wardrobe, you know, when you want to go into a battle and you have your wardrobes right there where you could change your gear. Yeah, that's going to be going away. All of your wardrobes and gear are all going to be controlled from your gear wardrobe. Thank you. Now, there's more that we need inside of the gear wardrobe to make this all work, but thank you. I don't need wardrobes all over the place because it just gets to be too much. Now, we've also had discussions about quality of life and performance. There's going to be improvements all of the time to these types of things, and that is beautiful. I love it. Visual effects will be reduced for better comfort, so sometimes things are too jittery or too crazy. Some of that will be calmed down and graphics will be improved and just made more beautiful, and everything's going to just look better over time. Small quality of life features will be added gradually as well. Keep in mind, this is a very small team working on moco, and a small team can only do so many things at a time before it becomes too much and too big of a project and them needing to expand on the team. I will say, in conversations, the moco team is very, very positive about the future of this game. They have taken this initial start as kind of a testing phase to see what the community is going to feel about their baby, their game that they absolutely love. Now, these quality of life features, we're going to start seeing those teased, or some examples that they teased. We'll see them slowly implemented, like UI tweaks, naming improvements, etc., etc. Now, we have update times and cadences that I want to discuss. There's no specific update times. They're not setting in stone any dates where we're going to see a new hunter program, where any of these updates are going to be coming, but they do want everyone to know that this stuff is coming, that it is a work in progress, and that things are happening. Again, they have a small team, and to put hard dates on things is just preparing for letdown, and that's not something they're looking to do with this game. The cool thing about having a small team though is that they can be extremely agile and respond to feedback in a prioritized fashion, so they don't have to go along these like rigid structures of a traditional company. And with a small team, if something comes in that's a really big focus, that's really important, they can just shift hard left and go and fix things or build things in those other directions. That is a huge positive of using a small team. Now, long-term goal is to be more regular updates in the future. More things coming to moco over time. Just a lot of great things, in my opinion, are going to be coming to this game over the next few months. moco is far from dead and only at the infantile stages of what I believe can be the best all-time game created by Supercell. Now, closing message, Supercell really wanted to thank the community. We have had some amazing people come through. You guys come through my live streams, you watch my videos, the amount of support there, even now when the game is just really grindy and there's not a ton to do, really positive from a lot of people. Supercell appreciates those players, the feedback, and all of the engagement with the game. And they have a lot more to reveal. I know this firsthand. There is a lot more that Supercell has to tell us about the future of moco. Don't worry. You'll all know about all of it soon. This is just the beginning of a new chapter of moco moving forward into the next 5 or 10 years, just like some of the other games that we've seen coming out of them. What I wanted to do inside of this video was give you additional context and not just read you their KPI patch notes. I wanted to give you my thoughts and my feelings and my insight, because this is a game that I play every single day, that I make content on, and whether it be live streams or videos every single day, and that I will continue to support until it has that absolute global launch where everyone can play at any point in time, where they're throwing money into advertising campaigns, and you see it everywhere on Instagram, Facebook, X, and anywhere you go on the internet. Those are the days I'm looking for. We're preparing right now and continuing to support moco